start a business, etc. I was lucky enough to have that opportunity and get an entry into Japan without this kind of a language barrier. But my partner company, they had this kind of understanding with me where every 6 months I was supposed to clear an examination called JLPT. So this JLPT is actually same like IELTS, which you have in other English-speaking countries. The JLPT is called Japanese Language Professional Language Test, and it's under the Ministry of Education in Japan. And it starts with N5 level to N1 level. Um, to get a job in Japan, you need to clear at least N3. And I'm sure that in today's world, with everything happening online, even education, it's not that hard to study the language. If you put yourself give yourself 100% to study the language, you can definitely pass the N3 level. And if you get the N3 level, I'm definitely sure, like from through my experience, I can tell you a guarantee that you'll definitely get a very good job in Japan. Now, one thing that you have to notice about Japan is the aging population in Japan is going very much going down, which means there's a huge number of aging population in Japan. And the problem is there's a lot of shortage of jobs. And they are looking into hiring more of Indian talent because one thing, they have the roots of their religion, for example, Buddhism. So Indians are very much respected in Japan overall compared to other countries. And also, they have so much of love to Indians and also the love for our nation as well. So it's a very good place to be in. There is no such kind of a racism or any kind of a situation where you can think of, but it's a very peaceful country and very secure as well. There are many times in my apartment that I did not even lock the door when I went out or when I was sleeping. I never locked the door. There were many days that I have done that. It's very safe with, if you're in the countryside, there's no kind of a crime, such kind of crime rates are very, very low. Um, and the lifestyle as well as the business culture is really amazing in Japan. Everything happens on time. Punctuality is number one. So these are some of the basic, idea about Japan. The only thing that you would have to go through in the beginning phase as a challenge is the language. So make sure that I can give you a lot of resources and links. I'll put in my email ID. If you guys need any help, you can get in touch with me. I'm happy to help you guys. There is a very strong Indian community, and because the Indian community itself, compared to other countries, are very is limited compared to other countries. We have a very small community, but even still, the support that you get within the small community is amazing. So even there's a very strong Tamil Nadu community as well that I know. And even in Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, there is an AOTS center where they also teach Japanese. I can even get you guys in touch if you are interested. They also have many exchange programs happening as well. And also, if it's like, if you guys want to study abroad, Japan is an amazing place because one thing is when you are applying for the permanent residence in Japan, after you work for, say, example, currently you can apply for PR if you're a highly skilled professional after 3 years. So if you come into that category, it's all under the point-based system. So if you have this Japanese level, ex-Japanese level, you get so many points. If you have a master's degree, you have so many points. Same way, if you study in a college or university in Japan, you get extra points. And these extra points help you get the permanent residence in Japan within 3 years. So if you have 70 points, you can apply for permanent residence within 3 years as a foreigner. And and once you complete your university, you even get to understand the culture. And even if you want to come back to India, this culture would definitely help you grow. through your career or your business. And at the same time, the after your university, if you want to find a job in Japan, it's very much easy because the Japanese employer is looking to see whether an Indian or whether a foreigner, if he's hired from another country, whether this person is going to live in Japan. Because unlike other European countries or in America, Japan is not that easy to live as a foreigner. Uh, there are many challenges, but it's really amazing if you value security and daily life, and it's a very peaceful place. So these are very important points that I thought I'll share with you guys, and I thought we'll have an interactive session today where you can just post in your messages. On our Google Meet or on YouTube. If somebody could also bring in the questions, copy it from YouTube to our Google Meet, I'll definitely go ahead and answer all your queries and help you guys out in any means. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. And students, it's time for you to ask the questions to sir.
Even teachers, even HOD, you're most welcome to. You might have interesting questions to ask about and specifically about the topic. So most welcome.
So good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, do you know the Japanese language?
Yes, I know the Japanese language.
Okay, sir. Is it necessary to complete 3 levels or only the basic level is enough for an engineer student to get a job?
See, what you can do is, it's the most important point is the language. So N3, N5 level you can definitely study. There's Udemy courses that's available. You can even attend this particular exam in India. There are exam centers all over the place. I'll even text you the details. It's JLPT. You can write it down. JLPT. That's J for Japan, L for language, P for pen, and L for language. Sorry, T for tag.
Yes.
So yeah. So you just note that down, and there are many resources. There's many resources free available on YouTube. But I would recommend you to purchase a specific JLPT online course on Udemy. Study the N5 level, check it out, see how is it to you, how is it treating yourself, and see whether you're comfortable and if it's very interesting for you. Definitely you'll be interested. It's only the beginning stage, just like every language, and once you're into it, you'll definitely it's just like a magnet that will help you learn more. So you can definitely start from N5. I believe on Udemy it's just around 600 rupees to 1000 rupees the last time I checked. So you can just check that out. Udemy course, just type N5 level. And it's a Japanese lady who teaches as well. So it's, I think, a small institute who's running that course. So that was very much helpful for me in the beginning. And I actually, what I did was I did my N5 basic. I did not write the exam. So I had a lot of support from my employer because my partner company wanted me there and experience the culture and then, improve the business relationship, exchange both our cultures and see. My side was entirely business side. So compared to a perfect employee-employer relationship, they require the N3 level. So actually, the N3 level is not that difficult. Like I said, if you just completed, what you can do right now is during this free time, try to finish the N5 level, get into a company or an IT company or any company in India who is doing some basic business relations with Japan, and tell them that you have the basic knowledge. Once you complete N5, you can definitely converse in Japanese. You can converse in a very basic level, but it's not a daily life level of Japanese. So you need to complete at least N3 to get a very good deep conversation in grammar, etc. But once you complete N5, you can definitely do the entire daily routines, and you can try applying at Indian companies who have offices in Japan. There are many companies who have offices in Japan and who has a strong workforce in India with their main software development happening in India. So you can just research all these companies in Chennai or in Kerala or in Bangalore or anywhere. Um, so there's no specific place that's having more Japanese companies. So it's all around India. So you can just go ahead and research it out, and it's very easily available to search that out. And regarding so during that time, once you join, you can definitely improve your Japanese levels. And once you reach the entry level, you can definitely think of, whether you want to study in Japan or whether you want to apply for a job in Japan. And at that stage, you can definitely approach directly to companies. They will be very much happy to see that a foreign person is applying at their company who can speak Japanese, and make sure what you will be able to offer to them. For example, if you say that, okay, this is my skills here and I have the Japanese language, if they are interested, of course, IT companies there want to take advantage of offshore software development, which is actually, which is actually having a representative who is in India who can manage their entire team and all of that. So there's a lot of scope in that in Japan. And to gain the trust in Japan is not that easy. So you just try applying, you'll definitely get something or the other after you cross N3 level. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Is it difficult to learn Japanese?
No, sir, it's not that difficult. See, there's one of my friend who told me that uh, the Tamil language is also kind of similar to Japanese, and Indian languages mostly, even Malayalam is also the grammatical way of understanding is also similar. It's not like English and Malayalam or English and Tamil where you have to turn the sentence the other side. So it's quite understandable, and it's mainly the vocabulary. So if you study the vocabulary, the grammar is very much easy, which you can. No, I'm not saying easy, but I'm just trying to inspire you to study. So. But otherwise, there are many challenges as well. I'll just give you the other side of it. What's more difficult is Japanese alphabets are 46 alphabets, I believe 46, yeah. And Chinese, there was also Chinese alphabets that is used, Chinese kanji characters. So that comes to around 2000. So you will have to study, when you reach N1 level, that's equal to a native Japanese speaker. And that's like studying 2000 kanji symbols as well as the Japanese alphabets. So at an N3 level, you cannot read and write Japanese. You might be able to read and write Japanese only, say, around 40%. But conversation-wise, you will be able to converse very fluently. That's the end result of that. And companies at an entry level, they require N3 level. Some companies require just N4 level. Some companies just don't require any of this. They just want to make sure that he is able to converse in Japanese. So one thing in Japan is that they value is that Indian skill, for example, IT skill or IT resources skill is very much amazing. And they want to, if you show that you have studied without any resource, they will definitely be happy to have you in their company. So it's just that how you apply to such companies, and it's very important that you have also someone in Japan or someone, some associations. Like I said in Chennai, the ABK AOTS Chennai office, they have many Japanese language programs, as well as they do this kind of collaborations between universities. In my prefecture, if I speak in my prefecture, the AOTS of Kerala actually, and INJAC, Indo-Japan Chamber of Kerala, they initiated this relationship between the Shimane prefecture and Kerala state. And the end result was the Shimane University collaborated with many colleges, as well as Cochin University of Science and Technology. So there are many opportunities for colleges as well to collaborate with other universities, and I will be able to give you the exact contact details of how you can go through that as well.
Sir, I have another question. For completing N5 level,
Yeah.
a student have to spend how many days or hours or how many months to complete the course?
Uh, if you say that exactly, I need to search it online. So N5 level says around 250 to 450 hours. So that's like say example,
4 months, 4 to 5 months, sir.
yeah, around no, if you study 8 hours a day, it's just 31 days.
Okay.
So that's an N5 level, but it all depends on how hard you put yourself into it. And importance about language learning, what I understood through my experience. See, I'm not an N3 level, but I can speak Japanese and converse in Japanese. I have done only the N5 exam, and after that, I just studied the N4 and N3. And once you're in Japan, if you just get the base, once you're there, you're only speaking in Japanese to your friends over there. You don't have any Indians. In my city, I had to travel 40 kilometers to another place to visit my Kerala friend. And there's one professor, Professor Hemant, who's actually the professor in Shimane University. He's from Tamil Nadu, Madurai as well. So he's the only Tamil Nadu guy as well in my prefecture. So that's the situation there. So once you're there, you will definitely talk in Japanese to all your friends there, and that'll actually improve your grammar and all of that. So it's just that when you're here, it's important that you study entry and then you apply for something there. And regarding time, it's all about consistency. It's like you have to put yourself in. If you're saying 3 months, you're going to reach this point, you have to make sure that every day, no matter what, you will finish this, and keep a specific timeline what you will finish in each day. Otherwise, you would end up wasting a lot of time and taking more time to finish it. So yeah, that's my small advice for you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Yes, Nicholson, sir. Yeah. Uh, so actually, if it's mechanical also, whether it be any industry, uh, see, IT is very much far behind in Japan. If you compare with India, Japan has a lot of work to do regarding IT, and they really understand that. But if you take mechanical engineering, the technology there is amazing. I need not explain much about it because all the automobile companies are in Japan, and also whether it is product development and mechanical engineering. Japan is the best place to that provides this technology as well. So the industries there are amazing. They hire a lot of engineers as well. Like I said, AOTS is an Association for Overseas Training and Technical Scholarships all around the world. Every state has their regional office, a regional alumni society. So they have this kind of a mechanical engineering scholarship program that happens to send students, or I'm not sure whether students, but they have many programs that you would be interested to go ahead and have this exchange programs. They'll put you in big factories, like say example Toyota or Mitsubishi, and for a period of 2 months. Of course, they have a travel expense and the accommodation there, and all of that. In this 2 months, you get that experience, and that will give you an idea about the opportunity there as well. But like I said, if you study the language, any department student, it's just a matter of time that you get a good job in a very good company. So it's all about the language there. That's the only barrier that I believe that we need to overcome to have a good future in Japan.
So there is a question asked by Suja from Triple E department.
Yeah.
Like some tips to learn Japanese language, and can you speak some words for us?
Yeah, I can speak. Say example, uh, if I want to say my name is Ermin, watashi wa Amin desu. So or if I say good morning, it's like Ohayo gozaimasu. If I say how are you, o genki desu ka? So it's these are all basic tips. So mainly what I studied at the beginning was I studied the Japanese characters. So there are two types of Japanese characters. You can write it down. It's hiragana and katakana. Hiragana, hiragana, and then katakana. That's Katakana. And if you study these, you can write your name, and if you can listen to anime. That's a very good way to actually study Japanese. You guys would be Dragon Ball Z fans. You guys would be Pokemon fans. Try to watch that in Japanese. It's all available on YouTube, and put the subtitles on, and try to watch that. And then when you study the N5 level, you will understand many words. I guarantee you, you'll be able to understand some conversations, and you'll be able to learn these conversations as well. You can pause the video, you can go back and then try to speak that, so that when you speak, it'll be exactly perfect. So make sure your pronunciation is correct. When you study the alphabets, make sure that, say, example, A, I, U, A, O. So that's the starting of R symbol. So make sure you pronounce it exactly, and all of that is available in the Udemy course. Sorry, actually, hiragana and katakana is not available there. Their conversation is the course that's there on Udemy. If you want to study hiragana and katakana, just study it on YouTube. I did it through YouTube as well. So. And also, I also went to AOTS, Alumni Society of AOTS in Kerala, which they had the language program as well, just before my departure to Japan. Another important thing is mainly that make sure that you, like I said, just make sure that you pronounce it perfectly, and make sure you write it. Each alphabet, make sure you write and learn. Just like we studied in LKG or UKG, make sure that you start from the very basic. And the second basic tip that I like to give you is study the basic greetings. Like example, good morning, good evening, ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, or oyasumi nasai, konbanwa. These are all basic greetings that says good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You can also say, like we study how we studied Hindi in our school days. We used to say that तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? So मेरा नाम Amin. So all that is just like the same way as Japanese also. So try to study the same way. And for example, onamae wa nan desu ka, which means like, what's your name? So it's all that basic greetings you start with, then study the N5, study the alphabets, go in that order. And when you study the N5, give importance to the grammar. Grammar is very important, because if you study something wrong in the basic, then it's going to be very, very difficult at a later stage to correct it. That was my experience. So when you study by yourself, make sure that you're studying the exact thing. And that's why I highly recommend that you study from a Japanese professional, or a Japanese speaker should be in your Udemy course or in your YouTube course. Make sure that these 2 points are noted, and make sure you follow that if you want to study Japanese language.
Sir, from YouTube link, we have a question.
Yeah.
Like, is there any good app for studying Japanese language? Is there any app?
Yeah, like I said, I'll just text it to you. 1 second. Oh, there are a lot of questions here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. So you can go to Udemy, download the app, and search N5J LPT course. And other than that, I will also put some links. Just give me a moment. You can forward my messages on the YouTube as well. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It will be automatically telecasted, sir.
Okay.
It's a live program, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay, this channel is very good on YouTube. I'm just pasting it here. You can just check that out as well. They are very famous in Japan for foreigners. The foreigners, actually, many foreigners that I know follow that YouTube channel as well. She's a Japanese lady. She speaks English very fluently as well. And Udemy, like I said, I will also search the Udemy course. 1 second. Yeah, this is the one.
Sir,
Yeah, I've put both the links, so you can start from that. That's the best advice I can give you at this moment.
sir, we have Nitish Kumar from CSE department. Is there
Yeah.
any difference in the salary between the Japanese and the foreign workers?
No, there's no. That's a very good question. So, like unlike in UAE or other countries, Japan has a stable income that's provided, and there's no kind of racism that's there between foreigners and residents. One important point that you have to notice is an employer cannot fire an employee in Japan. That's a legal problem. So he cannot just one fine day say that, okay, you can just get out of my office. If he says that, he'll have to, the company will be in big problem. So you will find Japanese and foreigners in a company for 40 years of their life. They are working in that company. The partner company that I was speaking about, my partner company, Shimane Johoshori Center, there are many there are many employees who are all more than 3 years. 98% of them stay there more than 3 years. And out of that, I know a bunch of guys who have been there for 30 years, 40 years, 25 years, all of that. So one thing about Japanese culture is they're very loyal. So, but unlike that, if you take foreigners who are staying in Tokyo or move to Japan, they just be there for some 3 years or 4 years. Unlike some guys who stay there and stick on there, might marry a Japanese and settle their family there and then be in the same company for the rest of his life. So that's also there. And regarding salary, another important point is Japan has a system, which is a law that states that for this job, this is the minimum salary. And for every job, there is a minimum salary that that is specified by the government, that he or she with so many experience gets so much salary. And each company has a specific rule regarding salary, which states that if he's X age, this is his salary. For example, a university graduate starts with this salary. A guy who has so much of experience gets this salary. So it's all regarding the age. And as your family increases as well, you get a support of extra salary. For example, if I'm married in Japan, if I'm employee, I would get another extra, say, extra thousands of yen as salary. If I am if I have a kid who is in my family, then I get again a small amount of money, extra payment into my income. So Japan is very much focused and very much open on that. There are no problems of regarding any salary discrimination between foreigners and Japanese.
So, what is the tradition and culture of the Japan people?
The tradition is mainly they don't focus mainly about the history of their side. But one thing about if you're talking about history, one thing that you have to understand is Japan was a country that was closed from all over the world, which means they did not have any access to around the world. There was a time where Japan was focused to go ahead and conquer, etc. But one thing that you have to understand is within Japan, they were all closed inside Japan itself, and they did not have access to abroad countries, so they just had their own system, which they started from there. And that's the most amazing thing. So when you enter Japan, you will be fascinated to see that this amazing culture is like the future of the future. They're far thinkers. Like example, they think the kind of culture that I experienced there. If you see example for, I'll just tell you an example. I was at the train station. The train had to arrive the first time I arrived Japan. Okay, so I had to take a train to my city where I had to travel and stay. So from the airport, the train said it would arrive on Google. It said it will arrive at 12:05, 12:05, I believe. Yeah, 12:05 in the afternoon. So at 12:04, the 59th second, the train departed, and just at 12:04, the train came and stopped in front of me, and exactly at 12:05, 00 seconds, the train starts. So it's that perfect if you take transportation, even in Tokyo. Tokyo is considered as the biggest city, one of the biggest cities in the world. And even there, everything is perfect on dot in time. So that itself shows, how hardworking they are and how much loyal they are to their work. And that work culture is something that everyone should experience, is what my perspective. I'll just go through the questions.
Yes, sir.
How long have we taken to complete those levels, and is there any coaching center in Tamil Nadu? Ragul from Tripoli. I believe I already answered that question regarding the levels and also the coaching center in Tamil Nadu. So just say some tips, and I already answered that too. Shalini, good morning. I'm from civil department. Other languages, there any challenges we have to face to get a job as an engineer in Japan? Actually, regarding other challenges, Shalini, it's a basic thing is just the language, and once you're there, there are many other challenges as well, to be very honest. For example, you will have to find an apartment, but all of that the employer will take care of. The other challenges, I don't think there's much of challenges. The only thing is, if you want to cook by yourself, everything is available in Tokyo and Osaka as well. You can get all your Indian stuff, all the items there. There's no problem. What's ages? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. It's audible.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I got cut. Can we learn Japanese while studying? Yeah, you can, Ragul, you can definitely learn Japanese while studying. Why can't you do that? Just spend around, if you're in the third year, say that you take 6 months to study N5, another 6 months to study N4, and next 6 months you finish N3. And by the time you graduate, you will definitely have N3 in your hand. So try to just search out these links that I told you, JLPT, and try to find the exam centers. They are all over the India. You can apply and just go attend the exam. How many engineers are entering every year in Japan? I'm not sure about how many engineers are entering every year in Japan, but what I believe is the last number that I know is there are 27,000 Indians living in Japan. This number would be much more right now. I'm not sure which exactly year this particular, uh, how many Indians are there in Japan. As per, I think, 2017, I think. You can check it on Google. Good morning, sir. Is Japan company having bond? No, Japanese companies don't have bond. Um, there's no specific bond. But the only thing is their culture. Once you enter a company, you will see everyone around you working there for more than 5 to 10 years. So when you join there, you will feel that, okay, you should be here at least 3 years. So that's the kind of culture, and it makes you itself decide that, okay, let's be here for 3 years, and then let's think of then doing something else. Satish Kumar asks, is there plenty of Japanese engineers in Japan? Yeah, there are plenty of Japanese engineers in Japan. But like I said, the youth population is very low. And, right now, the retirement age, because of this, the retirement age in Japan was increased from 60 to 75. Just imagine that. There are a lot of old people who are actually willing to work, and in Japan they say that people who live in Japan live longer. You will find the huge population of those who are more than 100 years. So that is what Japan is, and the problem right now Japan is facing is a falling down population. So the population in youth, which means youth are not getting married and they're not having kids. So because of that, and also many of the youth are just being in Tokyo and Osaka, which is the main cities. So there's a lot of opportunities in the countryside in Japan because of this. And they are looking to collaborate with many Indian states and many developing countries to bring in talent from these countries to these countryside places so that you can, start your career in Japan and get a lot of benefits from that as well. Someone asks us about earthquakes and tsunamis. Yes, that's not a matter to worry about. I experienced an earthquake as well. So it was the first time I went to stay there for like I think 3 years back. So yeah, 3 years back in 2017. So that time, what happened was I arrived there and I was sleeping. In the middle of the night, at 2 a.m., my bed started shivering. So after some time, it became very much worse because the entire construction looks like an ordinary construction, just like here in India, but it's actually wood. So if you just hit the wall very much hard, the guy at the other side would hear that sound. So we have all studied that in a very young age. So regarding earthquakes, it happens just once in a while. The place where I lived is near to Korea. So that side of Japan has no earthquakes and no tsunamis, but some places do get earthquakes once in a while, say example once in 5 years. So some of my friends in Japan told me that I brought the earthquake because for 5 years they did not have any earthquake, and after I came, within around 2 weeks or so, the earthquake happened. So yeah. It's nothing much to worry about. Everything is very much systematic. Before the earthquake, you will get a notification on your phone, which will be an emergency call, which is automated within every network provider that they have to send this information immediately with a specific ringtone that comes on your phone, which indicates that an earthquake is going to happen and please embrace yourself. So that notification is always there in Japan. What happened when I arrived in Japan, I did not get it because in 2 weeks I did not get my SIM card, so I didn't get informed about that. And who would hear this at 2 a.m. in the morning? So that was only there. Another thing is the construction is very strong. Even no matter 6.5 or 7 magnitude earthquake hits, if you're not in the epicenter, definitely the construction is very strong. That's my point. So, is there any
Sorry.
way for Japan to cancel foreigners' license suddenly as the United States? Is there any way for Japan to cancel foreigners' license? See, I don't know. I think what you're referring to license is visa. So in USA, there's a big problem of the visa, but right now in Japan, there's nothing as of sort. The only thing what you would need is get a job. Once you get a job, the employer applies for a COE, which is called a certificate of eligibility. The employer applies for the certificates of eligibility at the immigration office near his office, so where the company is situated. And once he gets the COE, he has to mail you that COE, that application to India. You take that COE and you apply it in the consulate in Chennai, and they will issue the visa. So it's that simple. The only basic criteria is once you get the job, the employer knows what to do. So, like I said, just focus on the on getting the job and just complete that language barrier, and then you'll definitely find a way. Definitely, 100%.
Sir, in YouTube, we have a question from Srinivasan Ramasamy. Like
Yeah.
after Corona, is there any challenge for the foreigners to work in Japan?
See, in Japan, for foreigners, it's always welcoming. Like I said, the important point that you have to notice is Japan is facing a big problem that there's no youth population, which is the youth population has gone so much down that there's so much of jobs that's vacant. And this is a serious problem that the government is looking forward to. And that's why they introduced this highly skilled professional visa category, which is allowing you to apply for permanent residence within 3 years. And in some cases, even in 1 year, you can apply for permanent residence. But getting a Japanese passport is totally different. It takes more than 10 years. So I'm talking about permanent residence status as well. So after Corona, I don't think this is much affected in Japan. If you take Japan even today, Japan was the first countries to have tested the COVID case much before in India. Japan detected the coronavirus in January, and it was on a cruise ship that Japan detected this. And what they did was they isolated the cruise ship. After that, they had this one thing about the culture is there is this influenza flu, or the Japanese flu, that occurs in November. November, I believe in November. Yeah, in November. So because of this, there's this tendency that everyone in Japan wears mask. So much before Corona, 3 years before, when I visited, there are many of my friends who I have not seen their faces much because they each time every 24 hours they wear the mask if they are outside. So just imagine that. And if they have a small cold, much before Corona, I'm talking much before Corona, the culture there is if you have a small cold, if you have a small fever, if you have a small cough, they would not attend any function. They would not go out. They would just take a holiday. They will take rest. They will see that they're done with that, and only then they will start their work, no matter how big of a task it is. So the culture is they think about the other person as well, and they are very much down to earth. They are very much loving. And you once you experienced or talk or converse with a Japanese person, you will understand what an amazing human race they are. So that's what I would like to give you an introduction about them. And regarding Corona, even considering the population, even if you take today, I left. I came back to India for my marriage on October 23rd. I arrived in India. At that time, the number of cases per day over the country was just 500 cases per day. Okay, so just imagine where we are and where they are right now. It's they detected the case, they knew what to do, and the number of cases is only so much per day compared to India, where we have nearly 100,000 cases per day. So the impact of coronavirus in my city was not there. I did not, where I was staying, there was no case for the last, before October, before 6 months. For 6 months, we did not have any case tested positive in my city, which means I had a normal life. I did not experience any corona problem in Japan. And it was the same for everyone living in every countryside except Tokyo. So Tokyo was the only place where where 80% of the cases were tested positive per day was from Tokyo, because in Tokyo there's a huge community of foreigners. Most of the foreigners are in Tokyo and in Osaka. Most of the Japanese are also living in Tokyo and Osaka. So these are two big cities. So that's one thing that my take on that. And after Corona, I believe now already the vaccines are out, and Japan has already announced free vaccination for all its residents. I'm not sure about foreigners, but definitely for Japanese residents. And the bill is already passed in the lower house and the upper house in Japan. And yeah, so that's so the impact of coronavirus is already there if you take the GDP growth as well. But the only problem is compared to other countries, I don't think it's much of a big problem. It all depends on there's a lot of uncertainty that's there all over the world. So we'll have to wait and watch. That's what I believe. But if you're planning to study abroad, there's no problem. There's no problem in whatsoever. You can apply for the next batch next year or whatsoever. Yeah.
Sir, what made you to work in Japan?
It's a long story. Long story short, my family has 40 years of relations with Japan. I was also always inspired from my childhood. Through my father and my grandfather, and from childhood, I've always seen my grandfather who actually played a key role to inspire me to get a career and get my business operations in Japan. So my grandfather also got the Japanese Emperor Award of the Order of the Rising Sun for his he played a key role for the Indo-Japan Chamber of Commerce and also the Alumni Society of AOTS Kerala to take many engineers from Kerala and give them this kind of opportunity to provide the experience of the culture in Japan through exchange scholarship programs. So I was very much inspired through that, and I was lucky enough to find a scholarship program which was funded from the government after my software engineering course in Tamil Nadu. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So mainly one question we have from all the students, that is whether the IT job sectors are more, or we get the job opportunities in the core companies too.
See, Japanese companies are always welcome, like I mentioned. Core companies, if you're talking about big companies, like say example, Apple, Google, all of them, they require N1 certification. The core companies, say example, Infosys has their office there. They also have, even if you check their website, if you check their website, TCS, all of that, they have every day they have a requirement for N1 level. So the core companies always have a specific level that says you have to pass the N1 certification, and that's the only point that needs to be noticed. But otherwise, if you take the countryside and many other places, there are many companies that are, the IT perspective is you just need to converse, because you just need to understand what you have to program, or you just need to understand what you have to do. And for that, just the conversation skills are just more than enough. The rest of the stuff are all in English. Most of the IT companies in Osaka and Tokyo. So they are the ones who require N3 level. I know a friend who actually worked in a multinational company, but a Japanese multinational company, an IT company called Monster Lab. And they actually have the offices in UK. They have the offices in Europe. They have in Singapore, Malaysia, all over the world, and also in Vietnam. They are also based in Vietnam also. So their main requirement was they didn't have any kind of Japanese requirement. The only thing was the skill was more important. For example, programming skill, and they could just study Japanese as a prerequisite for which they can study every 6 months and clear this JLPT course as JLPT exam. So that's the criteria there.
Sir, at this juncture, I would like to thank you. And the first year students are all in our Google Meet link too. This is for the students' information, sir. And before 1 year itself, we also have started the N5 level in our college. We had a trainer, and
that's nice.
the students are ready to the yeah. So they were facing the difficulty regarding that Hiragana letters only. They find it a little bit difficult, not difficult, and few students have completed the course in Udemy also during this lockdown period. So I hope this information is really very useful, sir. So
Definitely.
we have a number of doubts. I think this time will not be sufficient
I think
to
so. I
share.
think so. I will do one thing. I will share my email address, my Facebook and Insta, and you guys can contact me through any channel. It's okay. I think the easiest way would be through my messenger on Facebook because one sec, please hold on. Yeah, you guys can send me a request on my Facebook, and I'll be most welcome to guide you through.
Thank you, sir, for providing this information.
Yeah, one second. I'll just give you one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Here is
Most welcome.
Sneha telling the vote of thanks to you. No duty is
Yeah.
more urgent than that of returning thanks, sir. On behalf of the Pioneer Institute, National Engineering College, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks to the dignitaries assembled here. I want to thank the speaker for adoring necessary work and shared with us a graceful opinion. Further, I sincerely thank our Honorable Director, Dr. S. Shanmugavil sir, and Dr. K. Kalidasa Murugavil sir. I also thank our Head of the Department of Science and Humanities, Dr. M. A. Neelakantan sir, for giving us this wonderful program. I also thank Dr. Nicholson sir for facilitating this program. I thank all my faculty members and friends who have attended this program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, HODs. Thank you, management.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholson, sir. Everyone.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
very nice.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll have further interaction, definitely.
Definitely.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
காலமுத்து வேற ஏதோ கிளாஸ் வச்சிருக்கான். ஏகப்பட்ட கொஸ்டின் இருந்தது.